Here with Rotowire senior golf writer and DFS writer of the year, Len Hochberg. Len, we're here for PGA Chaser Fades. Are you chasing or fading these players at these prices at the RBC Heritage? All right, Webb Simpson has the second best odds in the tournament as last year's champ, but two other guys have higher salaries in DFS. So Dustin Johnson is 11,600, Patrick Cantlay 10,900. Chase or fade that those two players deserve to be more expensive than Webb this week?
Good to see you, Jesse. Yes, I think they do. I think Dustin Johnson being #1 in the world, even though he does not have the greatest track record at this course, it's just proper. He should be the highest price guy. You know, it's interesting because for 4 years, from 2016 to 2019, the winning score was pretty tight between 9 under and 13 under. And last year, it jumped to 22 under. They widened about half the fairways before the tournament. The tournament also moved to June because of the pandemic. Maybe those were some factors that changed the dynamics of the course. You know, I've seen the winning score over under in some places as around 270.5, which would make it 13.5, which means that people a lot smarter than me think it's going to revert to the way it used to be. If it was still going to be a shootout, I would say Webb Simpson. But because it's going to be much tighter this year, at least a lot of people think that, I think Patrick Cantlay is the chase here. Webb Simpson is sort of neutral, and Dustin Johnson is the fade.
All right, Collin Morikawa has been solid leading up to the RBC with the T18 at the Masters. He's 10-5 in DFS this week. Chase or fade that Morikawa is worth paying up for here?
Yeah, if you know, this is a very tight course, small greens, maybe the smallest they will see all year. You need accurate iron play. I think if I needed one player in the world to take an accurate iron shot for my life, it would probably be Collin Morikawa. That said, he's got a little bit of a, you know, his short game is not up to snuff with the rest of his game. I'm really struggling at 10-5 on Collin Morikawa here. I could see if you want to chase, but maybe a slight fade on Collin.
Okay, so Corey Connors has finished top 15 in his last 4 tournaments, including a T8 at the Masters. Chase or fade, he's worth his $9,300 salary this week at the RBC.
Well, if somehow my life were on the line and Collin Morikawa were not available to take that iron shot, I think Corey Connors would be a very good backup plan for me. You know, he has been playing great recently, as you said, and, you know, 8th at the Masters, just fantastic. And the thing about Corey Connors is he's always been a great ball striker, but his short game, especially his putting, is much improved this week. At $9,300, he's a much better and a much cheaper option by more than $1,000 than some of these other guys. I think Corey Connors could be a very strong chase this week.
Okay, Len, who's a lower priced option you're going to be chasing this week?
Yeah, there are a few guys. We have 134 guys in the field. At least 65 in ties make the cut. So probably more than half of the field will make the cut. A lot of these low 7s and 6s are going to get in. Ian Poulter, $7,600. He's made the cut 7 years in a row, top 15 4 years in a row. And keep in mind, last year, the field, while it's a good field this year, last year it was absolutely loaded. Second tournament back after the restart, he still had a top 15. JT Poston, a Carolina guy, North Carolina, not South Carolina. He has finished top 10 in both his visits the last 2 years, including last year. So yeah, he is 7,100. Matthew Neesmith, $6,900, #1 guy in greens in regulation. This is the toughest greens in regulation course all year. If he's not going to be there this week, he never will be. A couple other guys quickly, 6,700, Chase Seifert. If the tournament reverts to very tight track, he was 3rd recently at the Honda. He's 6,700. He's made 6 of his last 7 cuts. And if you are down to just a few dollars left and you've got to fill out your $50,000 salary cap, maybe your first thought isn't, let me find a 44-year-old guy who's ranked 369th in the world. But that's who Jason Dufner is. And Jason Dufner has made the cut here 8 of the last 9 years. He can still play at this track. I don't think he can contend, but he could certainly make the cut. And he's made the cut recently at Bay Hill and Honda. $6,300. Jason Dufner can very well make it to the weekend.
All right, finally, Len, your pick to win the RBC Heritage.
You know, they have, you can almost wonder if the golfer who wins this tournament doesn't want to win this tournament because they give you this hideous plaid sport coat to put on. And coming the week after this elegant green jacket, it's especially bad timing. The sport coat may be more befitting of a game show host than a golf champion. But that said, all kidding aside, I think that Patrick Cantlay would love to put on this hideous sports coat. He has finished, he didn't play last year, but the 3 previous years before that, 3rd, 7th, and 3rd. It is a little concerning that he did miss the cut at the Masters and at the Players, but this tournament aligns very nicely with Patrick Cantlay's game, and he has played well here, and he is 3rd on tour in scrambling. I think Patrick Cantlay can get it done this week.